Hi catchers, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be back with you guys today. For anyone who's new, hi, I'm Ivy. Welcome to Davenport, where I share everything beauty, style, and confidence. And I would really love it if you would consider subscribing. Subscribe right now. You can unsubscribe later if you just don't like it. I'm really hoping you won't, because I think you'll love everything that's going on Davenport. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload. And I'm going to go ahead and get into today's video. We are talking essential makeup brushes. And I'm going to try to keep it brief because I do have a lot of brushes, but they're all very, very affordable. And I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. So here we go. So on days that I want to switch it up and not use my beauty blender for my foundation or concealer, this brush, y'all, game changer, go-to brush. This is the Morphe M439. It's a very dense packed brush, and I love it for foundation because it has the round or dome shaped head, and it just makes you get a flawless airbrush look similar to a beauty blender. I love this so much. It absorbs the product enough to not make it look just smeared all over your face. I don't get streaks when I use this. It just gives a nice clean application. Lately it's always with me and it's just so good. You can see it's not clean because I just used it, but it's so amazing. I think it's under $20, maybe even under $10. I'll link everything down below, but this is such a great brush for a full foundation application. So again, if I wasn't using my beauty blender, this is what I would use for concealer. And this brush, I don't know how I ever live without it. I've had it for a while now, and I don't know how I've lived without it. It is so good. And you'll notice that a lot of my brushes are from the same company, like Morphe. They have such great brushes for good prices. ColourPop, Eco Tools, you'll notice I have a lot of the same brushes. Either way, this brush is for concealer, and this is the Morphe E8, and it's so good and small. It fits right in those little eye pockets, or whatever you want to call them, those little creases and crevices, to get right underneath your eyes to blend out your concealer. Again, another smooth, flawless application. It's a nice smaller dome head, and it's a lot fluffier. It's still densely packed, but it's not as packed as the first brush. So it's such a good brush. I love this so much. I even will use this for cream products like my cream highlighters, and it just gives a nice clean application and makes sure it just looks skin-like. Everything with this brush looks so skin-like, and it's amazing. So after I'm done concealing, I move on to powder, and I have two powder brushes that I am in love with and I cannot live without. So this is the ColourPop F1, their large powder face brush, and I love this brush because it does just give you a nice quick application of your powder, your setting powder, whatever you're using. It's so nice and fluffy and just so comfortable. Again, it's not clean because I just used it. I love these brushes, so you know that I love them if I'm telling you about them, because I just use them. They're all gonna look like this because I haven't cleaned them yet, but I didn't think that was necessary because I wanted to show you my real life. So that's what you're getting today. But yeah, this is so nice and fluffy, and it's really great for even blush as well because it's not a super large brush. So you could use it for a blush as well. Maybe even a little bit of contour bronzer. It's a good multi-purpose brush. Y'all know I love the products that I can get a lot of things out of. This is definitely one of them. So this is wonderful. I think it's like $10. Amazing price, amazing quality. And then my Eco Tools brush, this is, I'll leave it below. I think it's just like a large face brush as well. I think it's like a full dome face brush. I think that's what it's called. I'll leave it below. This is great as well. I've had this for quite a while now. I got it from Walmart. Eco Tools is a super affordable brand there. I love this brush so much because it has that tapered top, and it's really nice to get underneath my eye to blend out the powder under my eye from my concealer. So I really love this, and it's good as an all over face brush as well. These are great quality. They clean well. They hold up well. I've cleaned these a million times. They hold up very well. Okay, and so last brush for powdering, this is the ColourPop F7, and this I use as an even smaller powder brush underneath my eyes or in little places that I can't necessarily get to around my nose, in the little crevices of under my eye. It's a great, just nice powder brush. I've even used it as a highlighter brush when I was in a quick situation and I needed to get a little something on my face. So another multi-purpose use, but it's very good and very very densely packed, but still fluffy at the same time. So it's going to get right where you need it to be. Now we have powdered, and after I powder, I go on to bronzer. This is the ColourPop F13. It is a full fan face brush, and I have used it for all over powder, but I really like it for just bronzing up my face on days that I'm not really deeply contouring. It's so nice to just put a good wash of color on my cheeks. I've used it for blush. I've used like the even tip of it for highlighter, because you can highlight your face with fan brushes. I don't, that's just my preference, but this is just a nice brush when you want to get a good wash of color on your cheeks. It's so good, so durable. And then my girl, my Morphe R2. R2 is what I use for bronzer always. If I'm not using my full fan brush, I will use this for bronzer. It targets right in those cheekbones and on my forehead to give me the best bronze application. I look like a golden goddess. Oh my God, I love this brush so much. It's perfection. You need it. This I only use for bronzer. I don't use it for anything else. I could, I just don't, but you need it. Say it with me again. You need it. Bronzer, then with highlight. Okay, so I have quite a few highlighting brushes that I like. You saw the second brush I was talking about, this one that I can use for cream highlighter, which I really, really love. So on days I'm using powder highlight, I will go between these three. I will go to one of these three beauties. I love all of these for different reasons, really, honestly. So this is the Luxie 522 tapered highlighter. I actually got this in a box. I used to be subscribed to BoxyCharm, so I got this in a box. But I love this. It is a tapered highlight brush, and it kind of has its own little jiggity jag going on at the top, but it's really nice to just give my whole skin a bronze or a glow. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. It mixes really well into my blush and my foundation. It just gives a really nice full cheek application when I'm wanting more of a disbursement of color and a disbursement of my glow. This is the brush I would go to. It works good wet or dry. Love this one. And then my ColourPop. Oh, this one doesn't have a number on it. But I'll link it still, but this one is the ColourPop brush, and this is a multi-purpose brush as well. So you could use this brush as a powder brush underneath your eye, but I use it for highlighting. Again, I can use this with my cream highlighter or powder, works wet or dry, and this gives me more of a precise application than the first one. It's more when I'm just trying to target just like the little tips of my cheekbones. I'll use this brush. And then if I am wanting a all over application, but still precise, this is like in between both of them. This is the Morphe R36. Such a good brush. It's just, I don't know how else to describe it. It's amazing. I think it's like natural hair instead of synthetic, I think. But it just works amazing to give you that perfect highlighter application. Ooh, I almost forgot one more brush that I use for blush. This is such a good one. The Morphe E58, such a good brush. You can see it tapers. You can see how it tapers at the top. And this I will use for blush or bronzer. It's such a good multi-purpose brush. I love it so much. So, and it's so heavy. These Morphe brushes feel so heavy and durable, and they've lasted really, really well. I've had them for so long, and they're wonderful. Okay. Now moving into eye brushes. Before I put anything of color on my eye, I start with concealing my eyelid just to make an even canvas, and I use this brush to buff that in. This is the Eco Tools Micro Blending. It is a buffer brush. It's got like little stipples at the top of the stippling buffer brush, and it's really great for just blending out my concealer evenly all over my eye. It gives a very clean look, so I can start adding color to it. And I don't have like an eyebrow brush or anything. I just use the spoolie at the end of my eyebrow pencil, so nothing really for eyebrows, nothing for lashes. I just comb them out with my mascara, so nothing there. But into the eyes, on the lid and whatnot, I'll start in order. So first I will start with this brush. And I will link it below. I have rubbed the name out because I love it so much. It is by Morphe. That much I do know. It's from the R line because it's the rose gold one. So it is from their R line, but I don't know the number because I've rubbed it out. But this is the perfect starting brush. It's good for your transition color to give your eyes a nice wash of color. I've even used it all over the lid when I just want to put one color on. It's the perfect starter brush for any eye look. It's got a little bit of a taper at the top, and it's just a nice fan to go all over the eye. Then I will go into my Vanity Planet smaller tapered brush or my ColourPop tapered brush. So these two are very, very similar. The Vanity Planet is a little bit smaller than the ColourPop, as you can see. So a little bit smaller, but they do the same thing for me. They give me a smaller wash of color, but in a more concise way. I love both of them. My Vanity Planet brush I actually got as like one of my first brush sets from Vanity Planet. It was like 70% off. They are always doing discounts. I'll see if that's still available, but it's like a full 12-piece set, comes with all kinds of brushes and a whole brush roll, which I still use the brush roll to this day. I've just switched brushes in and out of it now, but this is still one of my favorite brushes for getting that good application of color all over the lid or right in your crease. Okay, and this is another Vanity Planet brush, and this is good for packing on color that are darker colors or something that you want to make a little bit smaller in your crease. This is the perfect brush for that. I even use this underneath of my eye to smudge out color. It's a wonderful brush. I have a ton like this, but this is probably one of my favorite ones. It's so good. I can use it on the top or bottom of my eye, so love this one. All right, so to pack on color on my actual eyelid, I will use any of these three girls. So two are from ColourPop. These two, the white ones, are from ColourPop. They don't have numbers on these because I got them when they first came out, but I will leave them below again. But they're just a smaller flat head brush and then a larger flat head brush. So they do about the same thing, but if I want to get a more precise application, I'll use the smaller one. If I want to get a all over lid application, I'll use the bigger one, or I'll use this one for an all over lid application. This is the Morphe E10, another great brush, and I have even used this to put concealer on my face. You can put lotion on with this. It's just a good all over brush because it's got a nice tapered top, so it fits in the crease and crevices really well, as do these. So I love these three flat heads. They're perfect. And last but definitely not least, this is my favorite little brush, the small dome brush from ColourPop. Again, there's no number, but this is such a good brush for getting that inner corner pop of color. I can even use it as a smudger underneath, but I love it for the inner corner pop. It fits right in my tear duct perfectly. You need a brush like this. It's like $4 or $5 from ColourPop. You need something like this because the inner corner pop is unmatched. It just elevates your look. All right, y'all, we did it. Those are my essential makeup brushes. Those are what's always in my brush roll. I will leave a link to the brush roll down below if I can find it still or something similar, but that's always what's with me. I love them so much. They all have their own purposes, but I can do different things with the same brush. So I love the multi-use factor. They're all very, very affordable. Please look at them below if you're looking to start your kit, or you're just looking, where do I start with brushes? I need new brushes. These are the ones you need to go with. I hope that you all love this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know to make more like this. Leave me a comment below just to let me know what's your favorite brush. I would love to try something new. Please hit subscribe and notification bell, and I will see you all in my next video.